from RaveTalks. Today on RaveTalks with Artists, I have the exciting pleasure to introduce someone special to the scene. You are
Vampa.
Hello. Thank you so much for being on here with us today.
Me.
What is currently inspiring your filthy genre bending style in your latest work?
Well, this is a little deep. Sorry to take it there, but I'm a super spiritual person, and I feel like everybody has this dark and light side within them, and I feel like dubstep sort of, for me at least, lets out this darker side, this edgier side of myself. In my spiritual practice, it's usually really light and everything, so it's sort of like an outlet for me to release that side.
I'm really glad you said that. I'm a very spiritual person too, but it's that energy that you feel, especially for you whenever you're mixing the different bases and everything. It is.
Right,
it's an outlet for that darkness to come out. But naturally,
absolutely.
You're a bubbly person.
Yeah, thank you.
It's the best. It's why whenever walking around, it's people almost don't expect it.
No, I know. Also, I have to compensate for the fact that I'm 5'1", so.
Oh my gosh, that's the best.
Any excuse to jump around and make myself look a little taller,
Yes.
Yeah.
Congrats on your latest release with Amorphic.
Oh, thank you.
How did you two come together to build that Consequences, the melodic banger that is?
So, originally he posted on Twitter that he was looking for female vocalists. And of course I hopped on that thread and said that I was going to hit him up. So I messaged him. And he sent me the track, and I was super in love with the drop, super in love with the intro breakdown. Yeah. And I was like, I could definitely write to this. And then as the process went along, I asked him if he was trying to get a message across or what inspired him to create the song. And so he sort of told me this story, and I was able to relate to it in my own ways. And so it sort of became this finding the thread in the human experience that we both have experienced before, and being able to write about that. And that was actually my first vocal feature, so it was really exciting to I don't know, I felt just really connected to another human for a second and being we're all sort of going through the same experiences in different ways. So it was really beautiful.
That's really cool. No, you feel that energy whenever you hear the song. And if you guys haven't heard Consequences yet, make sure to check it out.
Stream it.
The build, the transition, the vote, it's beautiful. I've listened to it a couple of times and I was like, I really freaking like this. And I could totally see on stage just watching that perform live, just getting all the feels.
Yeah, the first time Amorphic played it at Lost Lands, he sent me the video, and I had chills. I was like, oh, it's so cool, hearing that so loud.
Yes.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Wow. Being one of the few female acts to perform at major festivals like Insomniac's Countdown, what is some advice you'd wish to further share about the journey?
For female artists specifically, I would say that try not to get in your head too much about the gender thing or the fact that technically we're still a minority in this industry. There shouldn't really be any majority, there's talented people everywhere and everything, but all of that aside, just think about your art and think about what you're trying to communicate, and the people that hold your gender,
Accountable.
For you or whatever, or your talents or whatever, just try to pay no mind, because talent comes in all shapes, sizes, and genders. There's no limitation to somebody's art. So just do your thing, because you're a freaking badass, and we need more of you.
Yes, we do. We
Absolutely.
stick together. And you're getting ready to perform at Countdown.
Mm-hmm.
Having the chance to share such a unique and personal performance for family, friends, and fans, what emotions come to you each time you perform?
I think it depends on the time. Sometimes, I'm always super excited. I'm always really nervous before I step up there. There's sometimes these full circle moments where it just dawns on me that I'm here now, and I'm just I've cried on stage before.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, that gives me chills.
Or if my parents come to a show, I'll usually get emotional. It's a lot of really mixed emotions. It's actually kind of funny that you bring this up, because it is really a roller coaster of emotions up there.
During that time, that 1 hour.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, the parents would get me.
It gets me.
I would cry. It's
it absolutely gets me.
So
they were like, we birthed this thing?
What
the hell is going on?
If you just don't say that word.
I know. And my My nephew, he saw a video of me DJing the other day. He's like, why are all these people just like watching you? Like, he like doesn't understand what's going on about it. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be so funny when he grows up and like figures out like what's actually going
happening.
on.
Yes, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Since the New Year's coming up, do you have any New Year's resolutions?
I do have some New Year's resolutions. I definitely want to use all of my energy on myself first. I have found that in the past I've been in, relationships or whatever it may be, that I sort of gave more of myself to other people than to myself. And I think this is actually the first time in my life that I'm like, just me first,
Yeah, it's your turn.
Yeah, it's my turn, and I want to focus on myself. So that's my New Year's resolution, is just to give myself what I have been giving to other people for a while.
Yeah, I love that. That's so great.
Thank you.
Should we be excited for anything coming in 2024?
Yes, absolutely. So I have music coming out in January.
Oh my God, that's so close.
Yeah. Ah! Music coming out in January, music coming out in February, music coming out in, I think it's either March or April, and then a few more lined up right now. And then I want to do some more vocal features this year, like I did with Amorphic. That process was really fun, so I want to do more of that. So
yes,
a lot more music this year, and I'm really excited about that.
I'm pretty sure there's a tour.
Yes, Bad Bodies tour is in the spring. So come through. It's my little headline tour, and it would mean the world if you guys all came out.
Yes. Very exciting. What are some great tips you can share about safety at EDM events for men and women?
I would say keep your friends close. Always have a buddy. I'm not going to say that like you need a protector of a man, but like have a guy that you trust in your group at least to like watch over you and make sure that nothing weird is going on. But yeah, stick with your ladies. There's power in numbers as well, and make sure not to take drinks from other people.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Or put the slip covers on the drinks.
Exactly. That's a great idea.
What is Vampa's message as a female vocalist, producer, and artist/DJ?
The only limitations that we have are the ones that we place upon ourselves. If you let yourself experiment with who you can become and not think too much about how it's going to work out or what it's going to become, you take away the limitations that you place on yourself, and you can literally do anything.
The power is within you, the strength, have that confidence.
Yeah, and the more we freak ourselves out and think about how it's going to work or like what's going to happen, then like we sort of take away from like the experience of just like being totally present and just making shit because we want to, and like speaking from the heart and not thinking about what else everybody else is going to say or whether they're going to like it or not.
Yeah, and trusting that process. I completely agree.
Exactly.
Would you like to give any special shout outs at this time?
I want to shout out Sudden Death for having me at Summoning in the fall, and having me on a lot of dates, because he is such a big inspiration to me and he's such an amazing friend, and I'm very, very thankful to be able to watch him play and just have that inspiration more often. It's just really awesome. Basically everyone that has me out on their shows to support and everything, like those bigger artists, that really means a lot. Yeah. And shout out my parents for birthing me. Love y'all.
Well, thank you so much for being on here.
Thank you so much.
Before we go, I wanted to trade with you a little RaveTalks Plur candy.
Yes, please.
So thank you. Respect. Oh, it's a little RaveTalks sticker and like little candy things.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. As always, everyone, please check out this exclusive interview on our RaveTalks podcast. We want to personally thank Vampa for this special interview and taking the time to acknowledge our mission in Plur, and we can't wait to hear more from you and everything for 2024.
Love you guys.
Thank you.